Hi everyone, this is Abhinav from PhoneBunch and today we are reviewing the Lumia 540 Dual SIM. It's available in the market for about Rs 10,000, same as the Lumia 640. Now this comes with the 8 megapixel rear, 5 megapixel front facing camera, 1 gig of RAM, 8 gig ROM and Snapdragon 200 instead of the Snapdragon 400 found on the Lumia 640. But before we talk about anything else, let's talk about the build. You have the power lock and unlock button, volume rocker on the right, very sturdy, audio jack at the top. On the left there's nothing. At the bottom you have the micro USB data syncing and charging port, and you can see the difference in color. The sides are a bit darker than the back and it's completely glossy. 8 megapixel rear camera there, LED flash, speakerphone at the bottom. The back does attract fingerprints and is prone to scratches very easily, but it is sturdy, doesn't bend or flex that easily. A 2200 mAh battery right there inside, and you can expand storage up to 128 gigs. It's a dual SIM 3G smartphone. Overall, the build construction is very solid on this device. I really don't like that slimy back cover, but apart from that, everything feels great on this device. Coming to the front here, 5 megapixel camera, proximity light sensors up top, on-screen buttons at the bottom which can be hidden. You have Windows Phone 8.1 update 2 running on the device. The display here actually is very good. Excellent contrast. The blacks look really deep. The viewing angles are quite wide as well. The only thing lacking here is the Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection, which we find on the Lumia 640. This has a tempered glass on top. Moreover, you can play with the brightness and color profile of the display if it's something that you don't like. But even standard mode, it works out pretty well. We didn't have any major issues with network or call quality. Actually, the speakerphone could have been slightly louder during calls, but the earpiece is plenty loud. Moreover, there was no echo or any other disturbance added. You can share your data connection with your friends over Wi-Fi. GPS is also available on the device and it does work out quite fine. Now let's talk about this camera. So you have an 8 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel front camera. The 640 has a 2 megapixel front facing camera. You do have manual control available through the Lumia camera app. You can control shutter speed, ISO, but this camera does take a little bit of time to capture images. Shutter speed is actually not that great. And moreover, you can just record 480p videos, that too with an 8 megapixel camera. Now the exposure compensation is really not that accurate. Colors tend to have slightly colder tone, especially when you are outside. I'll show that to you in a moment. The front facing camera is pretty decent. Now in bright light, this camera is able to capture quite a lot of detail, but noise is introduced in the environment very easily, even in shadows. Colors do tend to have a slight bluish tone. Exposure compensation is really not that great. Macro shots don't turn out that well. There's quite a lot of noise there, and it does tend to over sharpen some of the images. Overall, this camera is pretty decent. Focusing does need a little bit of work. The Lumia 640 seems to have a better camera. Now low light shots don't turn out that well. There's quite a lot of noise introduced. However, the flash does help and it doesn't overexpose. Now here's the main issue I have with this camera. Even with the 8 megapixel rear camera and 5 megapixel front camera, you can just record 480p videos, and those two are really not that good. Now let's come to music playback. The speakerphone volume is pretty loud. It sounds clear as well, isn't tinny. You do have an equalizer built in here, and you get the generic black earbuds with the device, and these just about sound alright. FM radio also works fine. It's able to locate quickly. 1080p videos really can't be played. You can see how much they stutter. 720p videos, however, do work out quite fine. Now this doesn't happen on the Lumia 640. It plays 1080p videos quite well. Now since YouTube app is not available on Windows Phone yet, we are playing it through the mobile website, and here in 480p it actually plays quite well. Now there are no major changes in Windows Phone 8.1 update 2. You do have folder support baked in now. You can create your own folders as well. You can hide the navigation tray from the bottom. Overall, the experience is pretty smooth. Now, as I've already said previously as well, Microsoft is now working to make Windows Phone easier to use. That's why you have a notification shade right up top with the action center, and you can now search settings and they are categorized. Usability is being improved. You can see we are running Windows Phone 8.1 update 2 here with the Lumia Denim update. App permissions were also added over here, so you can see which app uses which particular feature of your device. Now app as well as app data both are movable to the external storage on the Lumia 540, or for that matter any Windows Phone 8.1 device. Web browsing again was a bit lethargic. Apps do take a little bit of time to open on this phone as well. Pinch to zoom, however, is pretty smooth. You can see the entire website just disappears while you are scrolling. That does happen quite often. In general, the UI actually performs quite well. I haven't noticed any lag there. Yes, sometimes you do notice a little bit of stutter when you open up an app or just go back to the start screen. But overall, still performance is pretty decent on this device. Apps do take a little bit longer to load, as do games. And you can see that apps don't get killed really that quickly. So memory management is pretty good on this device as well. Now gaming wasn't really any fun on this device. Everything lagged over here, high-end games were barely playable. Moreover, this phone got quite hot while playing some of the games. So I wouldn't recommend this to anyone who wants to play games. And actually the Lumia 640 does lag quite a bit in playing games too. Now battery life was actually pretty decent on this device. I was able to get through 1 day of usage with about 10% battery left at the end of the day, with some light gaming and listening to music over headphones. Well folks, it's now time for a conclusion. The Lumia 540 does come with good build quality, a very good display as well. But I really don't get the positioning of this smartphone, priced the same as the Lumia 640, which has a better camera, a better faster processor and bigger battery as well. So I really don't know why you would go for the Lumia 540 except for that front facing 5 megapixel camera. So I would recommend that you should give the Lumia 540 a miss and go for the Lumia 640 instead. Or there are better options available on Android too. We will be back with more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe or like button. Thanks for watching this video and as always, have a great day.